Welcome to the LFG Pats Pod with your hosts, Joe and Mike. Let's go!
Warriors,
Come out to play. Let's go, boys.
I wish my beer came in a bottle, and I would do that, but I only have water bottles, so I had to improvise a little bit.
I like that.
On that one.
Welcome everybody in. This is a very, very special episode, an episode that we did not think we would be shooting this year. It's absolutely unbelievable that we're here. Super Bowl 60, guys. We are going to Santa Clara. Welcome to episode 44. We got Brycen on. Mike, as always, he's here. Brycen, how you feeling, man? Tell me.
You know, after writing my article, I was in the midst of it, and it made me think, when I was back in my college days way long ago, right, where I'm playing the Madden games, and you're simulating the season so you can get through, and you end up in Super Bowl 60, whatever the crazy number is, and you're like, man, that's so far away. And then you step into the role right now that we are, where it's Super Bowl 60 and the Patriots are back. And like I said on Twitter, it's like really Robert Kraft, Josh McDaniels, there's a handful of people from both organizations that are there, and no one else. It feels like we're in a simulated reality. It's so unreal. I don't know how you guys feel, but that's how I feel. It's an unreal simulated reality, but I love it. And, you say that like we didn't expect this, but we talked about this all year. So you can't really say that. We talked about it all year. You guys were like, yeah, we can win it all. So, don't discredit yourself.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Mike, how you feeling about this? How you feeling in general?
Well, I mean, the biggest thing that I can say right now at this moment is that we shut a lot of people up. But they still keep talking. We still haven't earned what we got yet, when in reality, no playoff team has ever defeated 3 top 5 defenses in a row to get to the Super Bowl. And nobody wants to. They keep saying, well, it's the lack of talent on the other end. How come it can't be like the surplus of talent on our end and our team building and what led us to here today? So there's still going to be detractors. There's still going to be doubters. We're going to get into the game that just happened. We're going to talk a little bit about the game that's upcoming. But for right now, we are feeling absolutely blessed because let's just face it, guys. We are blessed, okay? The Patriots franchise under Robert Kraft. These other franchises wait 30, 35 years to make it to this game. We had to wait, 7 years, 7 years?
Yeah.
And now we're back in there, and now we have the youngest quarterback in the league that's an MVP candidate. Everybody's so mad. And now the Bills hired Joe Brady as their coach. So the AFC East is going to be ours now for a while. So I couldn't be happier. I have no complaints at all. I have some concerns, but I have no complaints. I'm incredibly happy today.
I agree. And I'll add how I feel before we get into the other stuff. But just to me, it's like we can't lose. At this point, there's no losing to me. And I love how it's perfect how this is all shaping up, how everyone's writing us off already. The Seahawks apparently already won. I guess that game already happened. I don't know if I missed it or apparently our defense isn't as good as the Rams. And I don't know. I guess we offer nothing. We're just going to show up and be a sacrificial lamb. So this is great. I feel it. I feel great. It's to me, it's amazing. So, all right, guys. So we got a big episode here. So we're going to talk all about this game. We're going to talk about the season, kind of everything that's led up to this point. We're going to talk about Bill Belichick a little bit. I didn't anticipate to talk about Bill Belichick. I thought he was a shoo-in first ballot Hall of Famer, but we got a lot apparently to talk about. Bill Polian, some real dubious characters here with picks that votes that maybe they shouldn't have. And we're going to talk about a lot of stuff. Brycen might even touch on Will Campbell. We'll see. Before we get into that, though, we have to talk about the sponsors. So Horizon HVAC, guys, you know it and I know it. It's been absolutely fucking freezing. And it's not even covering it because we've been below 32 for I don't know how many days straight. If your heat is working, then you're a lucky one, especially if you haven't had it checked out. Have Horizon come out. These guys will come out for $250. They're going to check everything top to bottom, make sure all your coolants and everything and all your You're basically your HVAC system in general is working tip top shape. Have them come out. Mike Cesaroni, these guys are all over social media, all over Instagram. Horizon HVAC, give them a call. Rogue Island Kitchen and Bar. So we were planning on having a Super Bowl event if we did win, and we did. But we did talk to a lot of our fans, a lot of our podcast folks, and I think a lot of people are doing kind of house parties. So
Yeah.
I think we're going to hold off until next year, or maybe in the off season. Maybe we'll have something in the off season draft. We'll see, right? We'll figure something out. But
we'll have a launch party next season for sure, 100%.
A launch party, draft party, something, right? We'll figure out how to get back there. It was an amazing event, so maybe we'll even fly Brycen in.
Everybody already had plans this week, this particular Super Bowl, even before the AFC Championship game, which is crazy. But we'll get them. We'll get them next time for sure.
So yeah, Rogue Island Kitchen and Bar. It's in Providence. You guys know we shout it out every single time since we've started. Rogue Island's been our first sponsor. And they're, it's amazing. Ryan Bissett over there just cooks up ridiculous stuff. They just redid the whole place. I think they put like $200,000 back into the place, which I don't even know how it's possible because the place looked amazing before. But so, all right. So, Pat's Pro here. My 5-year-old son have never experienced a Super Bowl. A shame until this year. Also, the division is imploding just like the old days. I love it. Yeah, we're here, Pat's Pro. We're here, whether everyone likes it or not. And my son's 9, and my daughter's 5. But my son, all he knows is Drake May at this point, and he's lucky just like I was with Tom Brady. I'm not ashamed to say that in any means. So, Brycen, give me what'd you like about this game that you saw?
Well, if you read the article before the game, I kind of told you guys that the Patriots defense was underrated. All of the entire year, I kind of laid it out there. I said Patriots are Super Bowl contenders, and here's the reason why. But the one thing that worried me, if you read the articles, the one thing that worried me was the pass rush. And you guys remember, it was like the pass rush was a little bit stagnant. Then Milton came out, and then the pass rush was like nothing there, right? And so over the last couple of weeks since Milton's come back, they've been wreaking havoc, right? 72 pass pressures in the first 2 playoff games, and this one, I believe they had 24. So this is like, we're talking about 24 pressures in a game, and that's their lowest game against the best offensive line in the entire year. I was talking to someone who's really smart. He bets on games. Of course, I do not at all, but he was way on the Broncos, way high on the Broncos. And I was like, you're underrating the Patriots defense. And even after, he could not fathom that the Patriots defense was this good. And I'm like, okay, 72 pressures in 2 games, and now you have 96 in 3 games against the best offensive line. So not only the worst offensive lines, but now the best offensive line. So it's there, like Milton Williams, Christian Barmore. And then when we talk, this is going to be blasphemous, but when we talk about those giant Super Bowl teams, what did they exactly do? This is what they did. This is how they wrecked the Patriots. Christian Barmore, Milton Williams, they have a smart back end. They have a couple of smart linebackers. They may not be the fastest, but, I do like their defense a lot. And if you look actually at their total EPA since the playoffs have started, they're like the lowest team in yards per play. I know there's been a couple of storms, but they're also 3rd in total EPA and defense in the playoffs. So they have risen. And so they've got their eyes on the wrong thing. They're watching the Patriots offense in all these storms, and they're thinking like they're not so good, but they're really not giving credit to the Patriots defense, which is what we saw in the 2018 Super Bowl. It was like all of us knew, the OGs in the summertime, Brian Flores, we knew the Patriots defense was going to be good that year. And we slowly, and then they hit their stride in the right time, and we saw it. This looks exactly like that. You guys know I like comparing stuff. So it reminds me of those Giants teams. It reminds me a lot of the 2018 team, but really we've not seen inside pressure like this from the Patriots. I don't ever remember seeing something like this. I mean, Vince was awesome, but he was not a pass rusher like this. So I think
they're allowing
8.7
we're not points a game, aren't they? 8.7 points a game through 3 games in the
unbelievable
in the playoffs. Who they're up there amongst the 2000 the Ravens, the 2002 Bucks, teams like that, but yet people are saying that it's only because that
How many
they've
points?
faced 8.7. They're averaging 8.7 in these 3 games that they've allowed. It was 13, it was 16, it was 10. That averages out to 8.7. So, but the point is, everybody says that it's because we played terrible offenses. Well, doesn't it make at least a little bit of sense? Yeah, we lost him. His connection.
He'll jump back on.
Yeah, his connection's spotty, but doesn't it make sense to think that that defense had a little bit to do with why those offenses played so poorly, Joe?
Oh, I agree 100%. And I do like the comparison to a few of the Giants teams that we played. I think it's a sneaky comparison, right? Where you have it. And now, granted, a few of those years, right, they limped in. We'll get Brycen back on. A few of those years, the Giants limped in, but I do like the comparison where we have a sneaky good, efficient offense, right? With Drake May and, a plethora of receivers, right? We don't really have one guy you can key on. And then we got our defense, who, let's face it, Milton Williams and Barmore are the best interior linemen in the whole entire league.
Game records.
It's just complete game records. This is like Aaron Donald level. And, if you want to compare him heck, let's compare it to last year's Jalen Carter and Milton Williams. Let's compare it to last year's Super Bowl champions. So when you talk about, somebody we're playing upcoming in the name of Sam Darnold, I think we have an opportunity to get him seeing ghosts again, boys. What do you think?
Brycen, I apologize. We crossed our lines. We had a technical lag there, so I apologize if I was talking over you. But no, I'd love to hear your thoughts about what do you think about our matchup against the Seahawks.
Well, it's a little early for me. I like
me
to do
too.
a little bit more studying into it. Although I would just tell you guys that I think a big reason why the Patriots offense has struggled a lot in the first couple of weeks, not just because these teams have awesome defenses. It's because like the man-to-man type, Stephon Diggs is a great guy, but when he's not able to hit those easy slants, you're seeing he's having a tough time. And I love the guy, believe me, but he is just not Stephon Diggs of 2018, 2019, right? He's a little bit slower, and those corners are great. So maybe in this game we'll have a little bit more zone. And if you look at the defense, I know the Seahawks have played a little bit better opponents, but the Patriots have given up like 200 yards per game. Seahawks are giving up like 360 yards per game.
Wow.
So, I kind of like
that's
that
real, guys. That's real.
Sure is. Yeah, and I look at this Patriots team, right? And I look at, what we've done all year with, the slow starts. We've had games where we've had slow starts. And this is why in this game against Denver, I agree. Brycen was saying, his chat was blowing up with people concerned over it. I got my Patriots chat where I got a bunch of people on text that I've been going to the game with for, 20 something years. And everyone's doing the same thing. Like, oh, here we go. We're screwed. I'm like, guys, chill out. This is our patented slow start. We've done this a lot. And actually, I don't think we've had a slow start where we've lost. I've seen us come out strong, like against the Bills, obviously, the Giants, where we came out strong, buried them in the first half, and then only scored 3 in the second half. The Bills, obviously, we jumped up to a 21-point lead, or it was 21-3, I forget. Ended up losing that game. So these games where we start out slow, we finish and make enough plays in the end, or just completely go off in the second half. And our defense, I've never seen a defense play a full 60 minutes like this defense in the playoffs. It's unbelievable from snap one till the end of the game. Granted, we had that opening drive complete failure of a communication by both Christian Gonzalez, who passed it off to the safety, and then the safety wasn't
I blame
there.
Jalen Hawkins on that one.
I agree. But it happened twice in a row, right? The deep pass, and then the
touchdown,
and then the touchdown, right?
That was Falcons' responsibility as well. But other than that, I thought he played a great game.
But outside of that, I mean, this team was balls to the wall, was making all the plays that they needed to. They had a brief stint of some run success with Harvey. McLaughlin had a little, some 9-yard, 8-yard pickups. But this
they
team
still averaged only 2.8 yards a carry.
100%, 100%. They had some
brief success, stuffing them left and right, man.
And one thing I have to talk about, which again, this goes along with everything we've been saying all season. Holy shit, the stars have aligned. It's the universe. Something's going on. We wear white, and then by the end of the third quarter, it's a complete whiteout game. Honestly, you can't.
It's a long way to go, Joe. It's
the weather machine.
This season can't break any more right. Like I would not be shocked if they were like, oh yeah, Jackson Smith-Njigba just had an appendectomy and emergency appendix removal.
It's coming up roses for the Patriots. There's no way to deny that. It's all been coming up roses for the Patriots, but why can't we capitalize on that? Two things can be true. It can all come up roses and we can be a good football team.
100%.
And that's exactly what the confluence of what's happening right now. Those two things are intersecting and merging together. So why not? Why is it not our year? You know what I mean? So everybody can detract all they want. But the bottom line is they want their team to be in that situation as well. Every other person, there's 30 other teams that would have been great with our path to the Super Bowl. Do you know that? They say that's not true, but it is true. Anytime you get to the Super Bowl, no matter what your path is, you got to be happy about it, especially the run we've gone on in the postseason. That's what sticks out to me the most. Oh, Evie says hi. Hi, Evie. That's my niece right there. So, hello, Evie.
Got the fam on. I like it.
Indeed.
So Brycen, tell me some things that concerned you about this game that we just watched.
Actually, really nothing. I mean, I thought it was an awesome game. Like I said, we got the snow machine going. Okay, you saw that the Patriots, once they started driving there, the sprinkles started to fall down, and I was like, and everyone else was mad about it, and I was like, oh no, this is the best thing that could ever happen to the Patriots right now. No one is going to score after the snow starts falling. And sure enough, it's like me and a couple other guys are saying this, and I was like, what can you take away from a game when it's like people are having trouble walking across the field? Like the punter is like, I can't see it all. It's like the worst thing that we could say is the punter stinks. Like, and really, it's not really his fault. He can't see it all. So, in this game, I know you said Will Campbell, and I got mad. Look, I'm a human being. I get mad. I tweet. Okay, I'm sorry. Maybe I should have.
We have emotions.
Yeah, he had a bad couple of reps, and I get mad. Whatever. Blame me, Pat's Pro. Okay, I'm a human being, so of course I let the tweets pop off. But no, really nothing. Even in the snow, guys, like this is usually what you would say. It's like I was worried about the Drake May fumbles, and we didn't get those either, right? Drake May didn't fumble. He didn't make any bad decisions, really. I mean, they didn't throw the ball a whole lot, but he was there when they needed to be. And this is exactly the kind of stuff that makes people mad. It's like, didn't have to pass, just a couple runs in the game. I actually loved it. I was like, before the game, guys, you'll love this. I was playing 06 Madden on my Xbox 360 because I'm snowed in.
Oh, geez.
I didn't even know it was supposed to snow. So I turned the snow up to heavy precipitation, and I start playing. I'm Tom Brady. I traded for Randy Moss, and I'm throwing all over the place. I'm like, dang, this is awesome. Then it started snowing. So I actually come away from this game of like, that is awesome, right? They just played in Denver. Everyone was complaining about they just walked in, and now they're going to be worried about altitude sickness. Like it isn't the exact thing you should do is come in, come out. That's the thing to do, not train there all week or whatever. So, I come away from this game thinking it's really a shame that everyone is like, well, Super Bowl's over, because I have a really bad feeling for a lot of people. They're going to be very disappointed.
I'm with you, man. I'm riding that. It's if they were if the Seahawks fan and all the pundits were saying, oh, watch out for the Patriots, this could be an upset, then I'd be like, all right, I don't feel the same way. But now that they're all saying the game's already over, oof, the upset is coming, boys. I feel it. I don't care what anybody says.
They said this, guys. If you remember, almost it's always the AFC too. It's like the 015 Broncos, like they couldn't win against the Panthers and they crushed them, right? Then we had the 13 Seahawks who then crushed the Broncos. Like over and over, you see these underdogs win over and over and over and over. I think 3 of the last Super Bowls opening underdogs win, and it's like, all the money, everything's going to be on the other team here, and the Patriots are walking in like, I don't know. I would not want to be on the other side of that, man. Like,
they're having a charmed season. Let's just call spades right there. And the Seahawks do present a threat, but when you're having a charmed season, sometimes that doesn't really friggin' matter. I think that
they're in our way, Mike. They're in our way. We have something to do. They're in our way.
Absolutely.
They are in the way of the luck bomb. They're in the way of the luck bomb. They need to move, okay? This is us. We've got the motion. We're gonna win, okay? That's what all my hating buddies were like. They're like, you are so lucky. You get this and you get this. I'm like, step aside. The universe has decided. We win, you lose. Whatever needs to happen in between, we don't care. We win, you lose, okay? That's our mindset right now.
I love it. I friggin' love it. And it ain't going to take no Malcolm Butler type of stuff either. I think we're going to win in an actual real way. Just as long as Drake May's shoulder is okay, guys. I don't know what you feel about that.
I've looked at that hit a bunch of times, and yes, he did favor the shoulder, yes. But, I mean, the very next pass he completed. The
Mac Hollins flea flicker.
Yeah. So, I mean, you talk about it and you say, okay, yeah, maybe he did hurt his shoulder, but, and granted, some of the booty passes on the right side, I do recall him going short. The Ramondre pass in the flats, again, was short, but you can also attribute that to weather. Savage shared him, I believe, getting off the plane, carrying his luggage with his right hand. So
I think he's fine. I think
he's fine. I think he's probably going to be sore for a few days. If he had a clavicle or something, I mean, they would, at this point, I think we would know about it. He's had probably x-rays. He's probably had an MRI. If it was, and if he needed to, right? So I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's no news until it is news, right?
I don't know. Brycen has a take on it. I know that.
Yeah, at first, when I've been following Twitter sports since its inception, basically, right? So I know Dr. David Chow. So Dr. David Chow says something
is that
wrong,
quack.
all my chat were like, this is BS. I'm like, no, like I remember Ryan Tannehill got hurt years ago against the Patriots getting ready to play the Dolphins, and Dr. Chow pointed out that he was hurt in some specific way and ended up being true. Like, I know that it sounds crazy and it's hard to analyze on a screen, but if he says something, normally you have to look into it. However, I did listen to Drake today, and I think what has happened is he has kind of had a shoulder issue. If you remember over the season, if you look back for Drake, it's not an injury per se. It's just like one of them things, like get hit, fall down a lot, right? It's not a big deal. And like you guys said, if he's injured, same thing with Will Campbell. If they're injured, no matter if they miss practice or they participate fully, they have to put them on the injury report. So we'll immediately know. But I think it's going to be no big deal at all. So this is the time where I'm going to agree with you guys and say, Dr. Dave Chow, you are wrong, sir.
Yeah. Well, he can be right. He can be right, but it's the severity of it, right? Did he sprain it? Maybe. Did he bruise it?
I just don't like the way that guy goes about his stuff. He acts like he's like in the room, and he's not in the damn room. He has no idea. He's acting like he knows exactly what's going on, and he's just giving his opinion just like anybody else. So screw that guy. That's my take on that.
There's a lot of ex-doctors. There's a lot of them on there that they watch every angle. They watch every angle. They say, look, this is based on what I'm seeing. This is what I think it could be, right? But like you said, if they don't have access to the MRIs, if they don't have access to the X-rays, then it's their best guess, right? Because at that point, it's okay. Did something happen or did it not? And only Mike Vrabel and that strength and conditioning staff will know until they have to alert the public and have to make it a public.
Well, we'll know tomorrow when they release the injury report.
Exactly. So that could be it, right? We could see, clavicle or whatever, questionable, right? With
Hey, Tom Brady was on the injury report for 5 years straight. Right arm probable, right shoulder probable for 5 years straight. So
Is that
anything
why
can
he didn't get in
happen.
the? Is that why Bill Belichick wasn't a first ballot Hall of Famer?
Oh boy, do you want to do that now, Joe? Or do
Why
you want to?
not? Why
I
not? Why
mean,
not?
what the fuck with all that? Look, I have my problems with Bill, okay? I have my problems with the way he left our team. I have bitterness toward that, but don't give me this bullshit, okay?
Ugh.
This is the biggest nonsense thing I've ever seen. It comes from hate, spite, vitriol, but it also Belichick is partly to blame because of his arrogance and his attitude and his dismissiveness toward everybody in the NFL and the whole entire organization, which is the NFL. He has gone so far of his way to alienate them that they're doing it on pure principle. Is it right? No. The two wrongs make a right? No. But the guy is the greatest head coach in the history of the National Football League, whether I like him or not. Okay. And I have an opinion on that too. But this is an absolute travesty. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever, and it just reeks toward the NFL ownership and the pundits and the people that are on the board, and they're friggin' like snobbery
They're
about
petty. They're
okay.
petty
It's
motherfuckers. That's what they
it's
are.
it's like a bunch of teenage girls sitting
Yeah.
around in a freaking circle, like ostracizing one of them for not wearing the right pair of shoes. That's basically what it boils down to with these old rich millionaires, and it's friggin' absolutely ridiculous. I do not understand. I understand it. It doesn't mean I have to like it at all whatsoever.
What do you think, Bryson?
Maybe there's a guy that created a documentary to hate on Bill Belichick that was operating behind the scenes to get some people to throw their votes away, maybe, perhaps.
Who, Bob Kraft?
I don't know. Maybe there's a guy. Maybe you call him that. I don't know what you call him. What do you want to call that? He's got his way, It's just like even on it. Like I had some people. We have obviously you run in the same circles. You have people that like him. You have people that dislike him. People used to see me as this Belichick hater, and now they see me as a Belichick lover because I feel like he's wrongfully slandered lately. Anyways, like there are reasons to criticize him, but it's gotten too far. Like when you look at his resume, to me, it doesn't even matter. Like without context, he's an 8-time Super Bowl champion. He already is in the Hall of Fame. He has a game plan in the Hall of Fame. Okay, like this is good. How do you separate the guy that made the
1986 for crying out loud? He's been in the Hall of Fame since 1986, guys, and you're snubbing him now. Okay, so
it's just like the way that these voters, they try to punish people with their vote, and it's hilarious because no one ever cares. We just want to see who did it.
Exactly. Release the names. Release the names or recast.
Release the files now, okay? I want to see the files.
Exactly.
Give me the file. Release the files. It is crazy though, right? Just look at his resume. I mean, 3-time Coach of the Year, 8-time Super Bowl winner, 6-time head coach, Super Bowl winner, Hall of Fame game plan. Any other person is going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Most playoff wins, period. Most playoff wins by any coach, period. Like, what the fuck? What's wrong with you?
And Brycen said, like, without context, like, without context, he's automatically in. Without context also means objectively, which is the way that these people are supposed to vote is objectively without context. They're voting subjectively, and everybody knows it. And it's completely friggin' obvious, starting with Bill Polian, for crying out loud.
It's bananas. It really is. It's the biggest slight that I've seen in a long fucking time. It really is the biggest like petty slight that I've seen in sports. I mean, I don't know what's worse. I mean, you look at someone like, what are they trying to say? Like, okay, Pete Rose, right? You got these guys that like broke the rules and, blah, blah, blah. You're going to put Deflategate and Spygate on the same as betting on sport. Like, come on, man. Like because that's the only thing that makes sense, right? Is they're trying to say he's asterisked because he cheated. Like, fuck out of get the fuck. First of all, Deflategate was a complete fucking joke, an absolute fucking joke. If anyone believes that the air in fucking footballs, anyone knows the difference between whatever PSI is legal and whatever PSI is not within a PSI or two. thinks that that's going to win you a fucking game, hasn't played the sport, doesn't know shit about the sport, and shouldn't be fucking watching it. And then Spygate, let's be honest, how many fucking coaches have done that? How many coaches have, and granted, we paid for it, and it is what it is. But again, like this is petty. It's this all-time petty bullshit. And I feel bad for him.
I have a lot to say about all of that stuff, but this is not the appropriate forum. I think that's more of an off-season topic that we could devote an actual whole episode to it, because we have much bigger fish to fry this week, you know. And I want to celebrate the fact that we are where we are. And we got what we got. And all of that shit that you just mentioned has absolutely no bearing on this current iteration of this team. These people are completely 100% removed from any of those other things. So when I get on the friggin' fan sites and I see the comments like, well, it's never going to mean anything because all you guys do is cheat. I'm like, those guys, there's not one there's Bob Kraft, and he didn't know dick all. He knew fuck all about anything that was going on. So don't talk to me like you instantly lose credibility with me. What I want to focus on, and which is why we even started this show this year, Joe, is because when we saw Mike Vrabel as the coach, we were like, something's going to happen. Joe and I said in friggin' what? When we decided to start this in April or something like that.
We decided in like March. I would say March is when we decided. We had a little planning period. And then we said, all right, we got to get our first episode out before the draft. That was the plan.
Because we felt like something was happening. If I thought that it was going to be another 4-13 season, I would have never agreed to it. But I was like, Mike Vrabel's going to come in and instantaneously transform this team. And now here we all are. The three of us are basking in the freaking glory, and I fucking love it. Now
and
we can still.
What did we say, Mike? What did we say? We said marginally better offensive line. Well, we got that. We're middle of the pack offensive line. Maybe not so middle, maybe a little after a little, but whatever. We're improved. We were dead last year. Receivers who can separate even a little bit and catch the fucking football, right? The bar was so fucking low. Like literally had to have receivers leading the lead in drops last year. Literally couldn't catch the ball.
The number 32 ranked receiving core last year. Literally
ridiculous. Absolutely no separation. Drop the football. Like you can't do that as a receiver. And then on defense, right? Milton Williams. Can we get to the quarterback and can we protect against the pass? And we said, look if we can do all these things, we're going to be at least with this schedule, we're going to be at least a 10 or 11 win team. And both of us said that at the beginning of the season. And actually we both were like, wow, this was actually really tough to pick losses.
We had to invent. I know we invented losses.
We did. We tried to invent them. And Brycen, I know you were on the same train, right? You were saying from the beginning of the season, we're as high as Drake May will take us, 1, but 2, this could be a Super Bowl team. I know you were saying it very early too.
No, it wasn't actually. I had to be convinced. Yeah, you guys. No, I won't lie to you guys. You know, maybe it's because I spend too much time arguing with Patriots fans and my DMs, but you know, I was like, I don't know about this, right? Like I've written about how wrong I was about this, by the way, but I said, and I'll turn and I'll apologize. And
you changed your tune though. You did come around. You came around though.
Very quickly, okay, because I'm no dummy. But when I looked at the season, I said, okay, look, I've got Drake May. Okay, as much as you guys like Mike Vrabel, he was always known for being a very conservative coach, running the ball a lot, stuff like that. And I was like, I don't really like that too much for this team. You know, I don't really like their offensive line, and I'm not sure they're going to be able to run the ball. The defense, it might be okay. So then as the months went on, it was like, okay, then I started talking myself into it. This is why they'll actually be the best offense since 2018. And then I was like, okay, then I saw them play a little bit. The offensive line in the summer did scare me, but everything else did tell me that this might be okay. Obviously, during the season, in the early part, the extension of the preseason, we saw a little bit of it, but from basically from September on, I was like, okay, yeah, I see what's going on here, because Vrabel was much more aggressive. Drake May was able to throw the ball, and it was like basically the opposite of what I thought it would be. And then I knew, I was like, okay, well, if this is the opposite of what I thought it would be, it's going to actually be really good. So quickly, I was back with you guys. I'm like, okay, no, like this is going to be, there's no reason why this team cannot go to the Super Bowl, right? So that's actually, I'm not going to lie and say I had it from the beginning, because, I remember people were getting kicked from my chat because I was like, no, show me the over 8.5 wins. You press the button now. That's dumb. Okay. So yeah, that's what I was saying in like June or July. But obviously once the footballs come out, things change a whole lot. But, I'm obviously super stoked about it. And now we get to the point of the season where the Patriots are like hitting their stride and they're getting hot, like those Giants teams we talked about. And now Drake May can kind of play like what you would call stinkers, although according to some people that do analytics, because of the way Drake has ran the ball and in certain times, really he's actually been not so bad, right? No interceptions, no fumbles really in the last game. So I'm actually really excited, because if they can just put a whole half together, which is something they really haven't done on playoffs, right? The first half has been like we're banging our heads against the wall, like, okay, eventually it's going to happen. But now maybe this is the game where we can see it all come together, and it would be just like, man, like I don't ever want to watch football again after watching this season if they win the Super Bowl.
I agree. Mike, what do you think? What do you think McDaniels has in his bag for us? You think he's holding out on us?
For the love of God, yes, I do. I think
that's a lie. He's lying.
I think he always holds shit back, and it drives me nuts. I've talked to Joe about this before. Like, I feel like he always holds something back because he never knows when he's going to need it. And every week I see a game plan that's an aggregate of other game plans, and that spans back to 20 friggin' some odd years of him doing it with this, which is great. But I also think that he sometimes calls the wrong play in the moment because he thinks he wants to fool the defense. And I don't like that, because he has so many plays that actually work. I wish he would just like stick to that. So when it comes to this particular game plan, we're going to go more into it next week. For right now, I will tell you that the Seattle defense is not to be trifled with. Their front four and their cornerbacks are not to be screwed around with. So we're going to have to account for that. But we'll talk about that, next week. But no, Josh McDaniels, he makes me a little bit nervous. I'm very happy with the job that he did, and he plays to Drake May's strengths all season long, getting the rolling pockets and things like that. But sometimes it feels like whenever he gets a good groove going, he tries to switch the groove just to throw people off kilter, and it doesn't work as well. I just wish he would go back to all of his bread and butter, just get an aggregate, compile all of those great plays. Just give us, forget the first 15, get us the first 50, okay? Because you have that in your bag. So bring us the friggin' bag, dude. This. They're gonna scout the Seahawks defense. They're gonna know what plays to their strengths. So please just get your bag going. That's all I can ask out of Josh McDaniels.
I agree. I was at one point, and I forget what point this was. I was yelling, "Can we boot out Drake May?" And
he goes away from it.
I know he does, and so to me, it's like, I would love to see us take advantage of his running capability, but almost as a threat. He does it very well, clearly from inside the pocket. He knows how to escape and evade and step up. But I would like to see that more. Obviously, in a snow game, it was a lot of ground and pound. It was a lot of short to intermediate passing. Not a lot of passing at all, really, but. And then there was that one, massive play to Matt Collins. But I'd love to see, from McDaniel's standpoint, I'd love to see a little more rollout strategy with Drake May. I just really think you can make them make a poor decision, right? Are you going to come up and you're going to defend Drake May? Because we saw him beat, right, the where he called his own number at the end of the game there. How many linebackers and DNs can he beat to the line of scrimmage? How many? I love to
Christian
know that.
Ellis's brother. That's who we
Yeah.
beat. Christian
Well,
Ellis's brother.
right, but how many? It's just like he can beat most of the linebackers in the league when it comes to a foot race. So make them make that decision whether I'm going to cover the guy that's screaming across my face, over the middle, or maybe it's a guy deep, and the corner is playing his zone. Does he have to come up, or does he stay, or does he go deep with the receiver? I'd love to see them take advantage of that. Obviously, we're going to see a totally different game plan from this Denver game, considering the weather. Basically the whole second half was a different game. And when you get into the, late third and fourth quarter, it was, there was not much of a game plan. But yeah, I would like to see that. Ramondre has been absolutely huge whenever we need him. Chunk yardage. They didn't throw to him a lot. It's funny. My brother-in-law texted me. He's like, "Oh, the over is 1.5 receptions for Ramondre." And I said, "Oh, fucking hammer that thing, dude." And did he have a single catch? He didn't get a single catch.
No.
So yeah, I don't like, where's like the double screens? We've seen that in the past where we'd have the fake the screen to the left, screen to the right, or fake the screen to the left, screen to the middle. I don't know. The screen game is one thing that also concerns me that I don't see from McDaniels this time around. He doesn't really utilize it that often.
Brycen, I'll let you handle that one because I think the screen game has sucked all year long.
It's it's like we just quit on it. I don't know. Is it just not a thing for us? We just can't. We can't block it. We can't. What is it?
Yeah, I actually really. I mean, it seems like they're not like a Patriots team of the past. The Patriots team of the past was always really, really good at the screen game. So they, like he said, I mean, I remember a play this year, a series where it was like 3 screens in a row, and it was like you wanted to just like hit yourself in the head.
It was awful.
That's where we were, right? But now it's like, okay, get some screens in there, maybe get Henderson in space. The one thing that as you're talking, I kept thinking about. The thing about Drake is he's so elusively fast. He doesn't look fast, but he's actually really fast. But Drake is a basketball player, okay? And he's a hooper. And if you know one thing about hoopers, he's going to call his own shot. And I don't like that, actually. Like, every once in a while it's okay, but you see, like, during these games where he kind of gets antsy in the pocket, he's running, right? I would like to see more, like you guys said, of the design plays where it's like, okay, Drake, here's a 3-pointer for you. Go get it. Let's see what you can do. Get him a couple shots early, right? Get him going. It seems like, a lot of times early in the game, you can see the jitters. How about just get him a couple of nice runs to the edge? He can throw the ball away, right? He doesn't have to take a sack. He can get to the edge. Let's get him warmed up with that, because really all year I think all of us have said it's like they're bottom 5 in RPOs, and you have one of the fastest quarterbacks in the NFL, like one of the best runners, not just fastest, best runners. Doesn't really get hit a lot unless he's like sliding like a maniac, right? Just get Drake in some open space. I think the zone defense, this is going to be the time to do it, right? So, I think this is the game. You got to absolutely unleash it. You got to go Drake May, point guard, ball, ski. We don't need to see any like Drake. It's like, you guys know what I'm talking about. When he gets back to the pocket, you can see him falling forward for a -1 yard sack. Like, I love the guy, but every once in a while, it's like he wants to so badly make a play that he's like running in the back of people. It's like, just get him out there in space. Let him calm down a little bit, please.
I'm with you, man.
He does one thing too much sometimes. He does the extra thing that always gets him in trouble when he needs to friggin' tuck and hold or tuck and run or do something of that nature. And we've seen that in these playoffs where he's like trying to make the extra play and he gets strip sacked. It's absolutely ridiculous. He needs to clean that up. He needs to have a better internal clock. Will Campbell's going to have like a bunch of heat on that side, and he doesn't have a good enough internal clock on that. So I'd like to see him improve that. But, I mean, overall, he's been pretty good, but he's also faced some really good defenses in this playoffs.
Yeah, I think Brycen, I think you're right when you said, I think this is the next iteration, and maybe we don't see it the Super Bowl, maybe we see it next year, but I do believe you have to open up a little bit of that RPO. You have to make them defend that grass. I feel like that's the main thing that I've seen missing from this.
So you think they should run RPOs, Joe?
Not all the time, but akin to the Hunter Henry, that Hunter Henry's running a drag. He's rolling out and he just fucking darted it right to Hunter Henry. He ran up the sideline for like 50 yards. Make them defend that. Make them make a decision where it's like, fuck, what do I do? Do I hang with Hunter Henry or do I let this guy run for 5 or 10 yards? I don't know. I just feel like and then again, getting back to defending the outside again. Yes, throw some screens to Travion, or just get him in space. Get him a ball in the flats. Like, why are we pounding Travion up the middle? This has been all season. We do this.
And that's a question I can't answer. I can't answer you.
The problem is he's had some success with it. He has had some success and he's broken.
Well, that's why Ramondre played 60 out of 64 snaps Sunday, because of that very exact reason. Travion's just not ready yet.
I believe it. I do believe it. I want to see them attack that area of the field a little more, and so that it opens up other things, right? Because once you do that and you have a safety, you have a corner bite, he's gonna beat somebody downfield. And it just, to me, that seems like that's the next iteration, right?
So it doesn't have to be RPOs, but it could be like bootlegs where
bootleg RPO, right?
Move them out of the pocket, and the line stays back, but you still have guys running the route. They've gone away from that. They did that earlier in the season, but they've gone away from it. So who knows what their game plan is going to be? I don't know what their game plan offensively is going to be against the Seahawks. I do know what their defensive game plan should be, but we're going to save that until next week. I have to do it. I want to talk about it, but I want to save it.
I'm with you.
I want to save it. So we're going to talk about the here and now, the right now, the game that we just played in, and all the shit that just happened today, including the Belichick nonsense and et cetera, and all of that.
You know what I thought about? You know what I thought
tell
about?
us.
I agree, Mike. We should leave it there. One thing I want to talk about this season, Brycen, you tell me, do we give any credit to Zach Kerr? Is this a product of Mike Vrabel, or do we give any credit to Zach Kerr? Because to me, it feels, I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah, well, Zach Kerr was a slur in my Patriots chat for like the first couple weeks. It was like, there he goes again, right? But it does seem like he has gotten things together. And if you listen to what other teams have said, and people like Orlovsky has said like the quarterbacks just weren't making plays, but if you listen to what the other teams have said, they have said, no, we were very confused. We didn't actually know what was going on. And that's not really typical. You see that once, you see that twice, and now you see that 3 times in a row. Like you saw Stidham out there seeing ghosts. So I think you do have to give him some credit. And you have to give Vrabel credit for giving that off to Zach and trusting him and not taking the reins back in, because if you actually study Vrabel calling as a defensive play caller, it has not been great. Like his role is clearly what it is right now, giving it to Zach Kerr, giving it to Josh McDaniels, and being a guy that is super aggressive, which I really like that a lot, and just mogging everyone because he's gigantic and awesome, right? So, yeah, I actually think you do have to give Zach some credit. He's no longer a slur, so I do apologize for that. But, we're just fans, right? Yeah, he was a slur, but now I think you got to say he's actually pretty good. And I'm like, you guys probably think the same thing. I would like to see a lot more like up in your face pressing type of defense, but clearly what they're doing is actually working. So it's confusing people. So you got to give them credit.
100%, 100%. And it was shaky. He's exactly right. It was shaky early. He figured out his defense late, and he's been spinning the dial, which normally is like kind of like a precarious type of term for me, because that means like really taking gambles, but he's actually been doing it in the right way. Like when they get a bunch of guys up on the line, you never know who's coming and who's going to drop back. It could be a different linebacker every time. They could mess around and do it with a D end. They could mess around and do it with a DT, for crying out loud. So they have a different guy dropping back and a different guy coming into the pressure. They just need to do it more often. I said it during the Broncos game. They didn't even do it as often as they should. And they did it a lot, because every time they did, Jarrett Stidham ran backwards. He didn't step up in the pocket. He didn't move laterally. He moved backwards 15 to 20 yards when he got pressured. So it's like, okay, obviously, I like his own defense. I like to look at the quarterback and see what he's going to do, but not in this case, man. This kid had no clue what was going on. The second he saw pressure, his eyes immediately dropped and he moved backwards. And it was like, as soon as I saw that, I was like, especially on that, like, whatever they called it a backward pass or whatever it was called. I was like, oh my God, that was like one of the most deer in headlights plays I've seen by a quarterback in recent memory. But the point of that is I don't see any reason to quit dialing it up because they're confusing people and they're also changing guys on the back end. They're rotating guys on the back end while they're doing all that blitz stuff. So I really like it. And I think we have a chance to be successful with that because we have three very good cover corners, our boundary guys, and then Marcus Jones, who's going to be shadowing NJB or what's his JSN. What did I say? Something
MJD.
Yeah, I said something. I think that's my old running back for my fantasy league. Yeah. JSN, he's going to be shadowed by Marcus Jones. So we'll see how that goes, but it shouldn't preclude them from giving Sam Darnold the friggin' heat.
Shout out to Terrell Williams, by the way, because we didn't know this, but he's been coaching guys the whole fucking year. So we'd be racist if we didn't say that Terrell Williams.
We'll be racist or just remiss. We're just remiss.
Stephen A. Smith, man. I like for a guy who talks sports all day long. What a buffoon! What a complete.
Is that what
moron.
he said?
He was trying to give props to Terrell Williams. He was saying, "Oh, we got to give credit to the man." I'm like, he hasn't. What? Like, what are you talking about? Anyways, so
he hasn't done that. You confused me because I was like, wait a minute. He hasn't.
No, Steve, I know. I'm being facetious. Stephen A. Smith, though, was being absolutely serious when he said Terrell Williams. You got to give credit to Terrell Williams. It's like, dude,
that shows about how much Stephen A. Smith knows about shit.
Exactly. And oh, by the way, Stephen A. Smith said he's not only sleeping on us, he's snoring on us. So he thinks the game's already over. I fucking love it. Devin McCourty was sitting there going, "Oh, okay,
I've heard it all year long.
All right, buddy."
All year long, I've heard it.
I love it, guys. I love heading into this Super Bowl being absolute underdogs. They looked at just imagine watching the conditions of the Seahawks Rams game, and obviously how they played. Both offenses played well. The conditions of those games, then you look at our game and go, "Oh, the Seahawks are going to blow them out." It's like, you guys don't know anything about football. Clearly, you know zero about football. Those are two polar opposite games being played. You cannot compare those two games. And oh, by the way, if you did, you would see the Patriots putting an absolute gem of a defensive game on that the Rams couldn't dream of putting on. That Rams defense has not played that way all year long. They have some good players. They got Verse. They got some stud players on the defensive side of the ball. But they don't have it like we do. They don't have the defensive scheme. They don't have the personnel. They don't have the interior linemen. They don't have Aaron Donald anymore. So, that defense, it does not even the same. Not even the same.
If those two teams played in Denver, the score would be pretty similar. I
agree.
So screw all that.
Exactly.
What I actually love about this game, guys, is that I keep thinking about, I hate to think such a macro level, but I keep thinking, all year was like the NFL will slowly build the Patriots up. And then all of the pundits and whatnot, like, crush them down. And then everyone hates the Patriots and they start rooting against them. And they just keep advancing. They keep advancing, right? They keep hating. We keep advancing, right? And it's like, now we're in the biggest game here. And you have to think, if the Seahawks win, no one talks about football another week. And all the football talk stops. If the Patriots win, Football
Good
talk
point.
does not stop for 2 months.
That's
It's going to be
That's a
like,
good
is
point.
Drake May as good as Tom Brady because he won a Super Bowl and he was an MVP runner-up or MVP. He had an All-Pro, right? And then it's going to be like, is the Patriots dynasty back? No one is going to be talking about the Seahawks. And you know what? People will say it's a Mickey Mouse run. People will say it's propped up by the NFL. I don't care. All I know is the facts are that if the Patriots win, we'll be talking, and I say we, NFL fans, will be talking about football for another at least month. If the Seahawks win, no one's talking about anything. You know what the conversation is going to be? Is Sam Darnold the best quarterback of the 2018 draft? No one cares about that, okay? No one cares at all. Seahawks, they need to go back into their little corner of irrelevancy because this is big boy time, right?
I agree 100%, man. The interest level from our fan base dwarfs like half the league collectively on their friggin' interest level. Like if the Cardinals won the Super Bowl, you'd talk about it for 2 weeks and it'd be forgotten. If the Patriots are so polarizing throughout the league in the country, people will be talking about it for all times. If the Seattle Seahawks win, they'll talk about it in the Seattle area. Be, oh yeah, that was cool. They had a good game. All right, they had a good team that year. Let's move along. If we do it, the far-reaching effects have so much more friggin' grip on everybody than anything else. That's an outstanding point because you can't fuck with Boston sports, baby. Can't
We're
mess with
back,
the Patriots.
boys. We're back.
We're back,
Boogeyman
fellas.
is back.
Even if the Patriots did somehow lose, how much does that really hurt us, right? It's like
We
literally
still have
gonna
all the
roll right off
momentum.
of our
We
shoulder.
still have the
It's gonna roll right
momentum.
off of our shoulder. It's not gonna work. It's like, oh, you didn't win the Super Bowl. Yeah, in a season where every game you were like the Patriots suck and they might lose the Super Bowl. It's like nothing. It doesn't matter.
We can't lose, boys. I keep saying it. We cannot lose at this point. And we were saying house money, but this goes well beyond house money at this point. We're
We
well
made the
beyond house
show.
money.
We've
We've already
the show,
done
baby.
it. It's already been done. So it's like, to me, it's like not even about house money anymore. It's about the whole league's on notice. I don't care what happens. Our draft, if we do anything like our draft this year, all these starters, literally, how many starters did we draft? 5? Did we draft 5 starters?
At one point, we had all 11 draft picks on our roster at one point throughout this season.
It's
And
unbelievable.
free agency and the salary cap coming up next year, we're going to be champions or at least Super Bowl contenders. Everybody's going to want to come here.
Max Crosby, hello, he's coming.
future's bright,
AJ
fellas.
Brown, who else? Justin Jefferson, who else is going to want to come play with Drake May? If I'm a marquee receiver, I'm saying tag me to Drake May, the guy who's the best deep ball thrower in the absolute NFL. Tag me up with him for the next 5 years, and we're going to see Randy Moss shit. We're going to see Brady to Moss shit. If we get Justin Jefferson or somebody, the fucking league is going to blow their tops. Absolutely blow their tops.
I don't want to go nuts, but
I'm just saying
we're set up.
If we tee up a Drake May season with a top alpha wideout, this league is going to see things that they never wanted to see. They're going to be like, holy shit, we are fucked. We are absolutely fucked.
Don't tell Kayshon Boutte he's going to be pissed. He thinks he's the top receiver in the league.
Kayshon Boutte's great, but Kayshon Boutte is not Justin Jefferson. I'll tell you that much. And that dude, if I'm him, I'm like, get me the fuck out of here. Get me out of here.
Future's bright, fellas.
It is. All right, boys. Well, Brycen, thank you so much for coming on, man. It's always a pleasure. We always love I love your articles. I read them every week. I try to share them every single week. And Mike, you know, we got a lot ahead of us. We got a lot of talking to do, a lot of analysis to do between now. We got media week next week, so that'll be fun. We'll be tracking that all week. And then, yeah, I think we'll see. I don't know if we'll shoot Tuesday night, Mike, or if we'll push it out because the game's, you know, on the following Sunday. So we'll see when we're going to
do whatever needs to be done. That's what we're
exactly.
Gonna do. We're going to work it out either way.
I just have one thing to say, if you guys don't mind.
Yeah,
you guys will love this before we go. So my dad's walking around, right? Someone that I know walks up to him and he's like, I've been seeing Brycen on these podcasts. What do you know about this? And my dad's like, well, yeah, I mean, he does this Twitter thing, and they're like going crazy about it. They're a friend of mine, right? And so they've seen us on the podcast, which I thank you guys very much for allowing me to be on the podcast. Just letting you know, a lot of people see that, and so my dad's like, he's like, so what do you think about that? And my dad's like, my dad is, I love my dad, but he's like, he's the hater dad. He's like, you're getting small, you need to lift more, right? And he does that for a positive reason, right? But that's how he always is. It's never like, that was really awesome, Brycen. It's like, no, that could have been much better. So he's like, well, I went to a game with Brycen, and people were coming up to him and taking pictures with him, and I was like, I didn't know what to think about that. And so I thought it was really cool that you guys kind of gave my dad another moment where he's like maybe proud of his son a little bit. So thank you guys.
Hell yeah. No,
Hell
man.
Yeah.
We love it, dude.
Brycen's dad, he's one of our star guests, man. We'll have this guy on anytime.
We'll have him on. We'll have your dad on. I don't care.
But
honestly, the Patriots social media community, Mike and I would be remiss to not thank everybody between you,
everybody's
Savage,
awesome, man.
Pat's
Everybody's
Planet,
awesome.
Foxborough Fellas, 12th Musket, Patriots Red Zone. Mike Rodnick, who's he's not even he doesn't he's not on he comes on here, he creates some content,
but he's
Pat's
always a supporter. He retweets all our stuff.
It's just honestly, I don't know how other fan bases are, but I can tell you right now, it's gonna be tough to beat this fan base, this social media network. I mean, it's everyone literally, and you see it at the stadium. You go to these games at the stadium and you're like, man, everyone's a fucking nut. Everyone's yelling their face off. I go to work. I have no voice for 2 days because I'm just yelling my head off. And it's just, we're passionate, and we're from the Northeast. We're just, we're a bunch of fucking nut jobs. And this is what we got. We got football. We're
striking while the iron's hot, fellas.
That's right.
I agree. All right, boys. Well, as always, let's fucking go to the Super Bowl, boys. We're going.
Warriors.
Yeah, come out to play.